Well, arguably the game of the weekend in the Premier League takes place at Old Trafford on Saturday afternoon. It's Manchester United against Leicester. We're here to look ahead to the action. To my right-hand side, Jack Ogalbe will be fighting the corner of Manchester United. And Tom McGarry to my left believes that it'll be Leicester who get the better of the two sides. Well, they're two very evenly matched teams. If you look at maybe performances so far this season, it is Leicester that have the edge in terms of points and the league position. Jack, will home advantage, though, make a big difference for United?
I think it will. Of course, beat Chelsea 4-0 on the opening weekend. A bit of a blip against Crystal Palace. That 2-1 defeat was a surprise to us all. Let's be honest, the Red Devils have been a bit inconsistent, but the international break came at a good time for them, I think. And on Saturday, I think it's my boys who are going to come out with the points.
Well, United are around about best price 17-20, so the bookmakers certainly favour them. The draw is 11-4, and Leicester you can get as much as 73-20. So still, despite Leicester's position in the league and the way they've performed in the last couple of weeks, Tom, the bookmakers believe that it's more for United to win.
Yeah, and I find that surprising. I think Leicester are the form side of the two. One of three sides still unbeaten in the Premier League. Got a draw away at another of the top six sides, Chelsea, earlier this season, which underlines that they're going to be there or thereabouts, challenging for a top six, a top four finish alongside the likes of Manchester United. My argument would be United lost to Crystal Palace at home last time out. Is that really that much of a surprise? They've not been in great form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If you take it back beyond the start of this season and towards the final 3 or 4 months of last, Leicester have been considerably better than Manchester United. So for me, they're the favourites to win this.
Well, I have to say, I do think it'll be a very tight game. It's hard to call, but when you look at the odds, I just think that Leicester, well, they really offer great value the way that they're playing at the moment. So this round goes to Tom and to Leicester City. Let's move on now to the players in action. And in terms of goals, well, that's maybe one area that United, a little bit surprisingly, Jack, have struggled with. Daniel James has been maybe the main threat in terms of goal scoring in the first few weeks of the season. Can they get the goals that can deliver a crucial 3 points?
Well, we all thought they were going to tear it up after they beat Chelsea 4-0. They were so fluent on that occasion. To be fair, the Blues did them plenty of favours, but goals have been a bit hard to come by since then. But you look at the personnel, the likes of Anthony Martial, Daniel James has been excellent, but Marcus Rashford's my man. He's a player who's got a point to prove after being left out for England in midweek. 5-1 as the first goal scorer, I think is a fantastic price for, like I say, a player who may have a bit of a chip on his shoulder after being snubbed by Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, possibly so. I think Rashford needs to prove his worth, bearing in mind, of course, that missed penalty against Palace last time as well. He'll be out to put the wrongs right, so to speak. In terms of Leicester, I don't suppose you can probably look too far away from Jamie Vardy when it comes to goal-scoring markets, Tom.
You can't. He's been in fantastic form. He scored in his last 2 games, and he looks like the player that was really tearing it up when Leicester won the title back in 2016. His goal against Bournemouth the other week really epitomises that. He's capable of running in behind still, but he's also able to mix his game up and has a really good understanding with James Maddison, who's perhaps the other Leicester candidate to get on the score sheet on Saturday. We know what he's capable of from set pieces, whether that's creating or scoring directly from free kicks. He's 10-1, Vardy's 2-1, so the value might be with Maddison there to go on and get on the score sheet. Also, Maddison's another player, perhaps who also has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He was in the England squad during the week, but never got on in either of their international games.
Yeah, and that would be a massive frustration to him because the way that he's played this season, he probably deserved a run out. In terms of these bets, well, I have to say, I think Vardy's a very good bet to score at any time at 2-1, but I'm going to go with Rashford and Jack's suggestion because I think 5-1 for Rashford to score first on Saturday looks like a really good price to me. And as I say, I think he'll be determined to make up for that penalty miss in the last clash at Old Trafford. Let's finally look then at our best bet selections for Saturday's game. Jack, what are you going to go with?
I think it's going to be an open game. I think 4-5 is best price for over 2.5 goals. You won't go too far wrong. But for me, Manchester United to win, both teams to score 13-5 is a price that offers real value. And it's a real standout for me.
And in terms of Leicester, Tom, what's caught your eye?
Well, very similar. I do fancy the both teams to score market. We know Manchester United defensively have struggled. I've spoken about Leicester's quality in the final third. But we know United as well are a good team at home. They do tend to find the back of the net, scored 4 against Chelsea last time out. So for me, I think it'll be quite a high-scoring game from both teams.
I'm going to go with Tom here, an edge towards both teams to score. I'm not massively convinced that United have enough in the locker in terms of form at the moment to go on and win this game. So I think both teams to score is certainly the way to go. You're looking at around about 4-5 for that. But I think there will be goals in this game. I think they'll come from both teams as well. And it should be a cracking match. That's our thoughts. Let us know what you think on Manchester United against Leicester on our social media channels on Facebook and on Twitter. And of course, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.